5% cashback. While you can get more with certain cards in certain categories, 5% is widely considered the gold standard when it comes to a cashback setup. There are several no annual fee cards that offer 5% back in rotating categories or certain select categories, and with a monthly or quarterly spending cap where if you spend above that cap, you just get 1%. This new card is unfortunately not breaking that paradigm, but it is leading the competition in many respects within the 5% cashback space, and that's why we're going to talk about it. It being the MyFive Cash Rewards card, a unique offering from the fintech company Upgrade. For no annual fee, this card offers 5% back in a single category of your choice each month on up to $3,000 in quarterly spend, with the categories being groceries, TV, internet and streaming services, dining, gas and EV charging stations, travel, cell phone providers, pet care and stores, home utilities, and drugstores. A broad range of categories with good coverage across important categories like groceries and gas. The website provides subcategories and example merchants that qualify for 5%, though do know that per this common disclaimer, merchants set their own category codes and therefore purchases may not appear in categories as expected. Now let's move through some prominent 5% back cards and see how the MyFive Cash Rewards card stacks up. First up, the Chase Freedom Flex and Discover It cashback cards, which I'm grouping together due to their strong similarities. These cards offer 5% back in 2 to 4 categories that rotate on a quarterly basis, and there is a quarterly spend cap of $1,500. The MyFive Cash Rewards card is better in how the 5% category is chosen by you, the cardholder, and not the issuer, and also in how the spend cap is double. The relative drawbacks are that there's just one 5% category instead of a few, and there's also no way to get outsized travel value from your rewards, which you can get from the Chase Freedom Flex if you also have certain other Chase cards. Next, the Citi Custom Cash, which offers 5% back in your highest monthly spend category on up to $500 in monthly spend. Here, you can essentially choose your 5% category by simply spending exclusively in one category on the card. Otherwise, the MyFive Cash Rewards card has double the quarterly spend cap, but the Citi Custom Cash has that travel upside if you combine it with other specific Citi cards. The US Bank Cash Plus Visa Signature Card offers 5% back in 2 categories that you choose each quarter on up to $2,000 in spend, with the categories being fast food, home utilities, TV, internet and streaming, department stores, cell phone, electronic stores, sporting goods stores, gym fitness centers, ground transportation, movie theaters, furniture stores, and select clothing stores. The MyFive Cash Rewards card again has that higher spend cap, and in my opinion also the better set of categories, carried mostly by the important categories in dining, gas, and groceries. However, the US Bank Cash Plus does offer 2 categories instead of 1. Finally, let's compare against the AAA Daily Advantage and Travel Advantage cards, which come with 5% back on groceries and 5% back on gas and EV charging, respectively, with annual spend caps of $10,000 and $7,000, respectively. The $3,000 quarterly cap on the MyFive Cash Rewards card amounts to $12,000 in annual spend cap, so again, beating the competition in this regard. Also, you can flip between the categories each month instead of just sticking with one category all the time. I think it's clear to see that the MyFive Cash Rewards card stands out in its relatively higher spend cap, broad range of valuable categories, and the freedom of choice in choosing your 5% category. It also stands out relative to those other cards in that it's actually not a credit card.
Wait, what?
You see, credit cards will typically issue a monthly statement, and payment is only due after a grace period of 21 to 25 days from the statement close date. If you pay your statement balance in full by the payment due date, then you won't get charged any interest. And even if you were to just make the minimum monthly payment, interest will only accrue on the unpaid balance from the payment due date. However, let's look at the relative terms of the MyFive Cash Rewards to see how differently it operates. Your card offers you an early repayment option to avoid interest. After your first statement period, interest will generally accrue daily from the day a transaction occurs. With early pay, you can choose to pay off your statement balance in full 2 days after your statement period ends, so that you'll pay no interest on transactions for your next statement period. Or you can make your required minimum monthly payment on your monthly due date, which is 22 days after your statement period ends. If making the minimum payment results in any carryover balance from one statement period to the next, all balances will accrue interest for the next statement period. Okay, so what I can confidently infer from these terms is that 1. Interest will start accruing immediately after you make a transaction instead of just on your unpaid balance after the payment due date. And 2. You should be able to avoid paying any interest if you turn on this early pay feature and thus pay off your statement balance in full 2 days after statement close instead of 21 to 25 days after statement close as with credit cards. This latter point is the most crucial. Unless you're strategizing around 0% APR cards, you will always lose the credit card game if you don't pay off your balances in full and on time each and every month. We do have this data point from MyFICO forums, which vouches for the early pay feature being something that you can set on auto to avoid interest. The user also mentioned some logic around how it's actually a 4.75% card. I'm not sure if I fully understand the logic, so do enlighten me below in the comments if you get it. Anyway, this card is obviously not as desirable if this is true, and also if this account reports on your credit report in such a way that makes your overall credit profile less attractive to lenders for one reason or another. Again, it's not a credit card, more like some personal line of credit. It's also not desirable in how it doesn't come with a sign-up bonus in it of itself. Rather, you can get a $200 bonus when you open a Rewards Checking Plus account along with this card and make 3 debit card transactions. If you performed the corresponding actions with Citi, so opening both a custom cash and checking account, you can receive $200 from the custom cash by spending $1,500 in 6 months and an additional $300 from the checking account with enhanced direct deposits totaling $1,500 or more in 90 days. Due to this relatively modest bonus on the MyFive Cash Rewards card, along with how it doesn't have any travel upside, it's not a card that I personally will be eagerly pursuing for now. Though I'm curious to know if any of you out there are interested or already have the card and can better speak on how it works. Thanks so much for watching, and if you want to learn more about another new card that packs a lot of punch with its multipliers, check out this video on screen. Here's your card nerd signing off on this one. Peace.